Evening everyone, welcome back to the channel. Tonight I'm bringing you, where's my pad? I've done it again. I'm bringing you P1RC's Renault Megane Trophy Cup. So it's this car that's on screen now, that my little cursor's over, that one there. So it should be some good racing. It is straight into a 40-minute race, no qualifying for this league. It is every race is decided by a reverse grid order from the previous race results. So we're just waiting for everyone to get in the room. So I need to find points pretty damn quick. Come on, I know where they are. So last week's winners, it just looks like a lot of the guys are in the pits. There's one or two out on track. Weedhopper again, one of these new driver for P1. He did alright last week, came third. Reg GT, that's who we need to see. Where's Reg GT? Come on. Here he is. What a man. Let's just have a look at the front of his car and see what it says. Can you see it? Right on the bonnet there. Good lad. He sent me a picture of this earlier on in the week. Look at that. Tell your mates, tell your mum. What a star. Love that man. So back into points. I'll stop waffling on. Chrissy Raz, evening. How you doing? You didn't do too bad last night, Chrissy. Not too bad at all. So Zuzims took P1 last week, so he will start near the back. We've got Raul CM Baba in second, Weedhopper 420 in third. We have got a couple of drivers from last week that didn't enter, so they will start from the back of the pack. One of those being Pilgrim Paddy and the other one being Big Les. So let me stick the usual gubbins on for you lot. Let me find my keyboard as well. There we go. So I hope I'm coming through all right, not too loud, not too quiet. You'll have to let me know in the comments if there's any issues with the sound. Come on, flick to another camera, Reg GT. Come on, flick, come on. Come on, give me another camera angle. Oh, why won't you give me another camera angle? I can't see the front of your car now. So yes, no qualifying for this one. As I say, it is reverse grid order as of last week's race. So I've put them down now, lost them. Only one crash in each race. Yeah, it could have been worse. You're quite correct. It could have been better, but it could have been worse. So Stewie Mack will start at the front, then Winnie 1989, West Ham Daz in third on this grid, Baggy Snails in fourth, Rear Wheel 72 in fifth, Fizz Ruckus sixth, and that's if all these drivers are turning up. Dory in seventh. I don't think he's here this week actually, so we might see Dory next week. Reg GT, just had a look at in 8th, Steve Scooby 9th, Don Dotter 10th, Dizzy 12th, Weedhopper 13th, Raul CM Baba 14th, Zuzims 15th, and then we've got, as I say, Big Les Cunham Pilgrim starting at the back of the pack because they missed last week. So I'll pull out some. I've got Fizz Ruckus. I'll pull out some data on the lobby specs in a second. So Zuzims, a few of you will be familiar with Zuzims. You may have seen the name and recognise the car livery, the colour. It's always a purple. I can't remember what he's done that for. You'd have to remind me of that, Zuzims. And I'll give them a bit of a shout. CJ, evening my friend, how you doing? Thank you Chrissy for letting me know my sound's alright. How How was the Sirocco, CJ? So yeah, Weedhopper, his debut race last week, he came 3rd position. Didn't do too bad. He was holding on to the back end of P1 and P2 for a fair old chunk of that race, and just slowly slipped away. Look at that dark smoker all over Dizzy's car. What a G. It's an odd livery there, Big Les. I wonder if that's just a random one you've chucked on. As I say, no quali, so don't expect there to be any sort of hot times or anything. When he's just parked up, decided to make a phone call. So we've got a full lobby tonight. It was a full lobby last week as well. Nice, that's what we want. I think it's default setups, Chrissy. Let me pull that data up for you. Give me 36 seconds. Might be less than that. So it's bop on, no tuning. Slipstream is real, heavy damage, so pits if they wreck their cars. They only start with 45 litres of fuel. Tyre wear is on times 12. Fuel depletion is on times 3. Oh, it's not full bop. It's not full bop. So they have got it set. So maximum power limit is 359, and a minimum weight is 955 kilos. So not full bop. Minimum tyre is a medium. Sorry, maximum tyre is a medium. Minimum tyre is a hard. Tuning prohibited. And shortcut penalty on weak. That's the lobby settings. So we're from Tokyo South inner loop today. A lot of walls to crash into on this one. It's only round 2, so plenty of time for these guys to make points up depending on where they are in the championship. Let me just make that screen a bit bigger. That's the wrong one. That's right, someone reminded me the other day, tell people to just hit that like button and stuff, which I keep forgetting until right near the end of the stream when everyone's just ready to turn it off and disappear. So hit that like button, people, and subscribe if you haven't. So I think we're just waiting for Raul and Babber to fire up this race, just set the grid order, etc. Now everyone's had a bit of a practice. There's a couple of tight turns in this one. As I say, plenty of walls to cause some chaos into as well. Stewie Mac then just taking the paint off that one. At least it's 1 week we won't see Stewie Mac spinning off into the grass. Only joking, Stewie. Pilgrim Paddy, as I say, unable to race or finished in the pits, so kind of gets sent to the back of the room for this one. So it looks like a lot of these drivers hitting the track, then getting ready for the race start. Full lobby, should be good. Action-packed grid. Fastest drivers at the back. Reverse grid from last week's results. Yeah, I quite like this version of Tokyo as well, Chrissy. boys. Let's have a little watch of Don Dotter going round. On board with Don. Hard on the brakes for this second double apexed hairpin. Easy to get this one wrong. Too early on the power. The back end wants to step out around both of these corners. Just slowing down for this one. Another easy one to run wide on, smash into the wall on the outside of the turn there. It's not going to be very forgiving, this one. I hope people don't start using the old wall cheat as well, which I've seen in one or two lobbies. Not this league, but in one or two. People using the wall to get round, which doesn't bode well. Cliche, evening mate, how you doing? Got your stickers yet? If people don't know, Cliche, Chrissy, Cliche, CJ, Cliche. Go sign up to Cliche's page. Like and subscribe and all that stuff. Not seen any update on your sim room. How's that getting on? Got control of them wires yet? Dots are crashing into the wall. Issues setting the grid or something, I'm not too sure. Let's see how Weedhopper gets on this week. So it's a 10-week league, this one. As you can see, very popular, full lobby this week and last. Chrissy Raz, go say hello to Cliche. Can't shake the Cliche. Go and like and subscribe and stuff. He's on YouTube. Don't give it her. Yeah, this is a 10-week league. So this is round 2 from Tokyo South in a loop. Next week we come from Lago Maggiore GP. Round 4 is Dragon Trail Seaside. Round 5 is Bathurst. Round 6 is Sardegna Road Track A. Round 7 is Goodwood. That's always going to be fun in these cars. Plenty of runoff there. People disappearing off into the runway section where the planes are. Then we've got round 8 at Kyoto Yamajiwa. I like that track. Round 9 at Blue Moon Speedway. And the final is at Laguna Seca, as that's just been a new drop for PlayStation. So what you'll see in a minute is people doing burnouts. Here we go. Handbrakes. Get bored. And chaos will start to ensue soon, people. So we've still got these guys in the pits. Where's the nutters at? Doing the donuts. There we go, Big Les Kun. Maybe just practicing his starts. No, he's trying to take everything out of those rear tyres, his engine, his front end, his rear end. I don't know whether you can actually cause much more damage to that, Big Les. Driftertronic in it. Baggy, evening, what's going on? I don't know what I said myself, Chrissy. That was a long time ago now, whatever that was I said. So we've got Baggy in the chat. He's one of the drivers in this race. Let's go see if we can find him. Here he is. He is out on track. No, he's not. Yes, he is. So Raul's also out on track. That's a good sign. That must mean he set the lobby. Raul's back in the pits. Come on then, Raul, start this race. No more practice. Not having it. Weedhopper currently fastest man on track. A blip of a second faster than Zuzims, so we have got the confirmation that the race is starting. Hold on to your socks, people. The fast guys at the back. This is going to be brutal off the grid. So round 2 of P1RC's Renault Megane Trophy Cup, live from Tokyo South in a loop. That's your grid order. Pilgrim Paddy Big Les starting from the back. No shows from last week. Zuzim's fastest driver, so he starts from the back. As I say, reverse grid. It's not a good camera angle, PlayStation. Why aren't you giving me traffic lights? No. So revs are up. I can't see any lights. We're just going to have to wait for them to peel away. They are. Ah, they're going for a rolling start, are they? Okay, I forgot about that. That's save some issues. Stick with Stewie Mac at the front. See how he gets on. So they all file into a straight line then to try and benefit from that slipstream. Stewie Mac leads us down towards the first 90-degree almost left-hander. Easy to get it wrong on this one as well. Smash into the wall on the outside. Everyone seems to have gotten through there cleanly. It's just a straight procession of cars. This next corner is where you're going to see some overtakes, I can assume. Right at this naughty hairpin. Let's go on board with Stewie Mac as he tries to fend off these guys. He is holding that first position so far. Did drift it wide into that turn though. But he survived. He's made a bit of a gap on second place Vinny as well. Winnie, apologies. Just jump back to Winnie. Look at the pressure he's under. You can see that train of cars right behind him. Oh, West Ham Dad's catching the wall there on the exit. That's the other turn I was telling you about. So let's go through the order then. Winnie into second, West Ham Daz third, Baggy Snails fourth, Rear Wheel 72 in fifth. Fizz Rucker sixth, Reg GT seventh, Steve Scooby eighth, Don Dotter in ninth, Dizzy AL3 in 10th, Weedhopper in 11th, Raul Baba 12th, Zuzims in 13th, Big Les 14th, and Pilgrim Paddy unfortunately looks like he's had a bit of a moment. Sounds like Big Les has just had a bit of a moment. Someone's crashed into the wall. Who's that ghosted out? I think that might be Raul. I can't even see who's holding a penalty there. That's Don Dotter holding a bit of a penalty. 2 of a second, so maybe a little bit of contact with the wall. So let's jump up to the front, see what's going on. Stewie Mac still leading us round. Got 0.7 of a second lead over Winnie in second. West Ham Daz managing to keep that third place despite his little knock into the wall. Still quite a tight little procession of cars running through here. Baggy Snails fourth, Fizz Ruckers fifth then. Don Dotter going for a move down the inside of rear wheel. Sorry, it was Reg GT. Not quite managing to get that move done. He's going to get a good tow down this hill. Let's hope he doesn't outbreak himself. In the meantime, let's just jump to the front of the pack. Stewie Mac just about to get undertaken by Oh no, he's not. Who was that ran wide? It looked like Stewie Mack had run wide and Winnie had got down the inside there. And these two just making a little break from Baggy Snails in third now. He's got past Fizz Ruckus. So into third for Baggy, fourth for Fizz. Rear Wheel in fifth, so he's under a bit of pressure from Reg GT. So what's happened to Don Dotter? Looks like he's had a bit of a moment. Where's he gone? Don Dotter's all the way down in 14th. 13th, sorry. I didn't see what happened there. He's holding a bit of a chunk of penalty as well. West Ham Daz, oh, he's got all sorts of damage as West Ham Daz. That's a pit stop for you, my friend. And then we got Steve Scooby now at the back of the pack. So not too sure. There's a few drivers out of sorts at the minute. Oh, Steve Scooby being one of those as he sticks it into the wall. Not sure quite what's going on there. Struggling with this Renault, I think. So back out to the front. Stewie Mack still managing to fend off Winnie. Baggy Snails closing them down though. He's dragging Fizz Ruckus with him. Rear Wheel 72 now, 2 seconds back off that fight. Reg GT still almost clamped to his rear bumper. Tell your mates, tell your mum. What a sticker. Big Les Cunt in 7th, being hounded by Zuzims, so he's pushing his way through the pack quite well, up into 8th place currently, started in 13th. So making moves through the pit. There has been 1 or 2 incidents into the wall, which has probably helped him. I will repeat it, correct Chrissy Raz, next stream, when I look back at this stream and realise what it was I said that you asked me to say again that I've now forgotten. There you go, you're in trouble now because you didn't say I had to state it in this particular stream. Don Dotter then fighting his way back through this pack. Into this awkward double apex, as I say. Oh, Pilgrim Paddy now getting it wrong through there. The back end of these Renaults is quite loose by the look of it. They're mid-rear. So they do get a bit fiery in the turns. I've missed that. Looks like Stewie Mack's had a moment, so he's lost positions. He's down in 4th now. Is Stewie? That's allowed. Oh, someone else ploughing into the wall behind. That could have been Fizz. So Winnie taking P1 currently. Baggy Snails promoted into P2. Stewie Mack in P3. I think that was Fizz Ruckus hitting the walls. So Stewie Mack back up into 3rd. He's not out of trouble yet. Fizz Ruckus trying to run him up the inside. He's just had to tuck back in though. These guys now losing time to Reg GT and Big Les behind. They've also got Zuzims now tucked into the slipstream of Big Les. On a little bit of penalty, so maybe a slight bit of wall contact for Zuzims, but that won't affect him too much. 0.3 seconds, but easy enough to lose that. Rear Wheel 72, then 4.2 seconds back from Zuzims in 7th. And then big old gap back to Don Dotter, 8 seconds. He has dropped that penalty now, but he's holding a bit of front end damage. Pilgrim Paddy, again, still holding damage. Down in 10th position, 7.4 back from Don Dotter. And Dizzy Hale 3 is got the most Dark Smoker stickers ever, which is good. Little clip on the wall from Weedhopper. So yeah, Weedhopper struggling a little bit at the start of this one. As I say, he did finish 3rd in the Renaults last week. He's got to put the hammer down if he's looking to make any more positions up in this one. Still in 12th position. Actually losing a place. Qualified in 11th. Alcian Baba in 13th also. West Ham Daz, as we saw, just holding masses of penalties, so masses of damage, so he's had to come in the pits. He's now 15.5 seconds back from Raul. So Winnie and Baggy still at it up front. Stewie Mack still not out of that fight. He's managed to drop Fizz Ruckus. He's down in 6th. So looks like he's had another coming together with a wall, maybe. Unless he's coming to the pits, I didn't see him come in. Chucking himself right into the rear bumper of Baggy Snails now. Let's see if we can get a bit of one of them views going. He tries to chase down and overtake Baggy Snails. Head honcho of P1. Losing a bit of time. He's clipped the wall as well as Stewie Mac. That's going to slow him down loads. You can see Baggy Snails just disappearing down the track now. I know that's cheating. You didn't specify the rules. He's not out of touch with Baggy Snails yet. He's still less than a second. Just extended to a second now. Baggy Snails still bolted on the back end of Winnie 1989. He's closing in on him up this hill as well. You go for a lunge down the inside. He's making a move. He's down the inside, so a little bit of contact between himself and Winnie. Unfortunately, Baggy Snails has lost out due to that, but Winnie's holding penalty, so Baggy Snails should be able to sneak up. Stewie Mac's putting pressure on though through that slow turn from Baggy Snails. He just puts himself in the wall though, trying to run around the outside of Bags. But back up into the fight with P1 and P2. Zuzims now up into 4th place. Look at him go. He was 8th last time we checked. He's making a move for 3rd now around Stewie Mac. Running him around the outside. That's a good move by Zuzims to take that 3rd place. Good bit of driving. So he's only 1.3 back from Baggy Snails, and as I say, Zuzims is one of the ridiculously quick drivers. Sorry, Chrissy. So Zuzims does pit then. So up into 4th. He's coming in for a pit stop. He's holding a bit of damage. Will he get that repaired while he's in? Yes, he is. He's taking off fuel, sorry. So what's he going to come out on? Yep, so he is getting that repair done as well. So he comes back out the pits, 8th place. Fresh set of boots, full tank. So he's pushing hard to work his way through the pack, so expect him to be doing exactly the same again in a couple of laps' time. Winnie and Baggy still bumper to bumper, have been for a few laps now. Baggy looking to make another little move on him. Absolutely bumper to bumper. Baggy's struggling. He's just struggling to make his way past. Winnie's making his car so wide that Baggy's struggling. He's looking to go down the inside through there. Again, not managing to do that. Winnie just trying to drop his penalty as well at the same time. So Reg GT has now got up into 3rd position. He's got past Stewie Mac. So another little coming together with the wall for Stewie. He's did no damage. Oh, unlike rear wheel. So you'll see a lot of these drivers come in the pits this lap. If you look at the fuel status, they're all in a similar situation. Apart from the guys who've already been in, obviously. Fizz Ruckus being one of those. Zuzims also. So let's just run through complete grid order as it stands currently. So Winnie in P1. Baggy Snails P2, Reg GT up into P3, Stewie Mac looking to go down the inside, or into the pits he goes. Let's Kun 4th. Oh, that's going to screw things up. I'm going to have to wait till they all come out now because they'll all be in the wrong order. Let's just keep our eye on Zuzims to actually see whereabouts he comes out when everyone else comes out of the pits. He's coming up to the pit entrance now. So it does say 6, but just give it a second because it does all jink around sometimes, but it does look like he is back up into 6 already. So 46. Baggy Snails, it looks like he's managed to jump off Winnie, so he's only just half a tank in, okay. Real 72 done the same, looks like Winnie's putting a full tank. Fizz Ruckus looking to make a move on rear wheel for that second position. Stewie Mac fourth, also 3/4 of a tank for Stewie. Winnie right behind him in fifth, 3/4 of a tank for him also. We saw Zuzims come in a couple of laps ago, full tank, fresh tyres. Big Les seventh then, full tank, fresh tyres. Weedhopper, so he'll be in the pits in a couple of laps. It's bad out of fuel, so I'm not quite sure what his strategy's been. Same with Diz, unless they've just run a lot longer, a little bit of fuel saving. HGT back out in 10th. Is that Raul and Baba looking to run around the outside of him, get a better run through the second part of that turn. So struggling a little bit, Raul. Give him a quick shout though, he is going in to have his foot amputated or something on Tuesday, so big shout out to Raul and Baba from all the P1 boys. I hope it goes alright, mate. So Don Dotter in 12th then. I'll look at some lap times as well in a second. West Ham Daz in 13th. Pilgrim Paddy in 14th. Holding a little bit of penalty as well, so let's start having a look at some lap times. Weedhopper currently holding the fastest lap of the race with a 2:01.9. So Baggy Snails on a 2:03.7, his fastest. Fizz Ruckus a 2:03.5. Rear Wheel a 2:02.8. Stewie Max done a 2:04.0. Winnie's on a 2:03.7. Zuzims 2:02.3. I expect if he gets out front, that's going to be the fastest lap. Big Les Kun, he's done a 2:03.3. Weedhopper we've just spoken about, he has got fastest lap 2:01.9 for him currently. Dizzy's done a 2:02.8. Reg GT's a 2:03.8. CM Baba's done a 2:02.3 as his fastest, right on the rear bumper of Reg GT. Don Dotter's done a 2:03.6 on that very last lap there. West Ham Daz a 2:04.6 and Pilgrim Paddy a 2:08.1. So Pilgrim Paddy not having the best of races tonight, looking at those lap times. Baggy Snails then got a 2.5 second lead over Fizz Ruckus in second. He's got himself past rear wheel 72. He's got to just watch Stewie Mac doesn't make a move on him as well. That's not going to help him overclips the ball on the exits of turns like that. Put your money on Zuzims. That's a quite a good bet. That is, Chrissy. Excuse me while I brown fizzy pop. He's just lost a place actually. Zuzims. He's back down in 7th. Together with the wall, he's got front end damage, so I think that's just allowed Big Les to sneak past. He's got good lines as Zuzims. So Weedhopper and Dizzy coming into the pits side by side. Quite chaotic. Look what you've done to that dark smoker sticker, Diz. Can't believe it. Wrecked it. In 13th, managed to drop that Peno. He's a fair old chunk back from any kind of competition. He's got Dizzy 41 seconds in front. He's got West Ham Daz 10 seconds behind. Unfortunately, West Ham Daz ended up with all sorts of damage, front end, rear end. Drivetrain ended up in the pits quite early on and put him right at the back, unfortunately. Snails having a sneaky one. He's now 3.6 seconds over second place Fizz Ruckus. He's still under a bit of pressure from rear wheel and Stewie Mac as well. Stewie Mac's managed to close the gap on these pair a little bit. Winnie up into 5th. He's under a fair bit of pressure from Zuzims as well, and Big Les Kun, who's going to win out through here. All tucked back into a line as they take this awkward right-hander. Get the run, or Zuzims catching the ball. So bumper to bumper through there. Can Zuzims run anyone else around the outside like he did? Winnie just sticking his car exactly where he needs to cut those lines off. Still bumper to bumper running through here. Someone's going to make a late lunge into the hairpin, I can see it. Let's hope no chaos kicks off. Big Les Kun then looking for a bit of a move down the inside. Looks like Zuzims is going to follow him through. He doesn't. He sneaks down the inside of Big Les as well. Great move there by Zuzims. Taking 2 positions in 1 turn there. I thought he was just going to follow Big Les through, but he just managed to take a tighter line. Get the both of them. So up into 5th then for Zuzims. 3.5 back from Stewie Mac, 3.4 now. He's still chasing down the 2 in front, Rear Wheel and Fizz Ruckus. Rear Wheel now side by side with Fizz. So they head up to this awkward left-hander. Rear Wheel's going to have the inside line, but he just decides to let Fizz Ruckus have that one. He's just allowing Stewie Mac to stay with him. It's also allowing Zuzims now 2.6 seconds back. See how much of a gap he's extended over Winnie and Big Les already. I don't know how he does it. He must be using a cheat code. That's what I'm saying. Works for PlayStation or something. So Big Les looking to get that position back off of Winnie. Does do. He's just left the door open. Sneaking down the inside. Winnie having to make all sorts of evasive manoeuvres not to smash into that wall. Also allowing, who's that now? It's Reg GT. It's allowing Raul and Reg GT to close in on this fight as well. Let's just go and have a look, see how far Baggy Snails has managed to sneak off up the road. 5.3 seconds, so just over halfway through this race. Sneaky Zuzims. 5.2 second lead over Rear Wheel 72. These guys behind are battling away, so that's just allowing Baggy to put in quali laps. He must just see that time extended. So that Fizz Ruckus decided to come in the pits. Rear Wheel's Stewie Mac have stayed out. Plenty of fuel, plenty of tyres on board. RCM Babba's also come in the pits. Stewie Mac stayed out. That promotes him to 3rd currently. He lost him. So Big Les has managed to get to Zuzims back. So Zuzims still holding that damage. He's not had that repaired. Just getting a bit wrong out one of those corners, allowing Big Les to sneak back past him. So not quite so sneaky Zuzims. Battle behind. Winnie now trying to fend off Reg GT for 6th position. And unfortunately, Reg GT's now got the best sticker on his car. Look, he's making a move down the inside. Winnie's trying to cut him off. He has left just about enough room, but just made Reg GT clip the wall. He's looking down the inside, then into this hairpin. No, Winnie again cuts him off. So they're running side by side through this second part. Plenty of space given. A little bit of a love tap there. GT has just got a nose in front now of Winnie. Can he hold it around this right-hand turn? He doesn't. He's been smushed into the wall again as Reg. I'm sure he's not happy with that. Space past Winnie then. Is he going to get him on this next hairpin? He's going super defensive. GT's doing a bit of a wiggle. I'm not sure if he knows which side to go, but he has just snuck down the inside of Winnie there. A little bit of contact again between Winnie and Reg GT. Both guys keeping it on track in a straight line. Reg GT keeping that 6th position then. Winnie pushed down into 7th. He's got Don Dotter 3.4 seconds back from him. Fizz Ruckus we've just seen in the pits. Now being hounded by Weedhopper right behind him. But he will be on the better tyre. He'll be holding a bit more weight due to fuel. He's only got a little bit of fuel in actually as Fizz Ruckus. Trying to fight his way past him, but not having any luck through those turns. Raul still in 11th. We did see him pit just a second ago as well. Dizzy down in 12th. Pilgrim Paddy in 13th. Again, big gaps starting to appear at the back here. So a lot of these drivers not getting on too well with the mid-rear engined Renaults. They can be a handful if you're not used to them. It was a sneaky move down the inside of the hairpin, I'll give you that, Chrissy. Why didn't that go up to P1? So Baggy Snails then, it's 5.4. He's not managed to absolutely run away with it yet. Rear wheels kept him just about in check. He's got 15 minutes to try and make a move though. Big Les Kun is up into 3rd. Zuzims 4th now. Can he get past Big Les Kun? Those two have been fighting out for a couple of laps as well. Swapping positions. Reg GT in 5th. We just see him get past Winnie. Took him a few corners, but he's done it nonetheless. Winnie's ploughed into the wall. That's allowed Stewie Mack through into 6th. He's holding a bit of a penalty though. A little bit of front end damage. We'll see if that affects him. He's just hit the wall again, but he's coming in the pits, so is he going to get that repaired? Weedhopper then now trying to fend off Fizz Ruckus after getting past him. Zuzims also in the pits. He's just back out actually, just ghosting out next to Fizz Ruckus there. So a lot of pit stops in this one due to the tyre wear being set at times 12. Poor old West Ham dad sitting at the back. Sustained massive amounts of damage right at the start. Must have taken a fair old chunk to get around the lap and a fair old chunk to actually get that damage repaired. So unfortunately 17 seconds back from closest rival Pilgrim Paddy currently. Back up to the front, Baggy Snails still 5.4 seconds. He'll be in the pits this lap. May even be doing a little bit of fuel saving. Maybe, maybe not. So rear wheel just closing him down a little bit. So Big Les Kun, he stopped out when Zuzims came in. So we're up into 3rd currently for Big Les. Can't see Zuzims on the screen currently. I'll slowly flip through. So Reg GT's up into 4th. Don Dotter into 5th, closing the gap actually on Reg GT. So Winnie in 6th. He's just battling it out with Don Dotter. Was it Don Dotter? It wasn't Don Dotter, it was Reg GT. Of course it was. Weedhopper is managed to make a bit of a gap from Fizz Ruckus, but he's got Zuzims chasing him down. Zuzims has just been in the pits, fresh tyres, 3/4 of a tank. A little bit of a nudge through this section. Just come on, hurry up. So I'm going to see another dive down the inside in the hairpin. I can assume we are. It does do. He's just left the door a little bit wide open. Is Fizz Ruckus going to be able to sneak down the inside as well? No, he's not. He's tucked himself back in the slipstream. So Regal 72, he's just come in the pits, come out on the back of this little pack, down in 8th position currently. Zuzims promoted up into 5th then. 12 minutes remaining. extending from the guys behind. So he may not take the win, Chrissy, but he's going to be pretty high up there, I think. He's 16.5 seconds off current leader, Big Les. So Baggy Snails has chucked himself in the pits. He's out in 4th. So Big Les looks like he's got plenty of fuel. Possibly not to run the end of the race, but his tyres are going to need changing at least. Stu Law, Dogs Megane! How you doing, mate? All right? Thank you for popping in, saying hello, and all that sort of stuff. If you are listening and watching, people, like and subscribe, all that sort of stuff. I've been told to tell people because I forget until right near the end when they're turning it off. So I did that, kicked over to West Ham Daz. So Big Les got then 1.9 seconds over Don Dotter in 2nd. Then Don Dotter will be in the pits this lap looking at that fuel. So Reg GT up into 3rd again, he'll be in the pits this lap. Baggy Snail's been in, so he should be promoted back up to P1 in a couple of laps time, depending on when Big Les pits. Oh, Big Les is coming now, so Baggy Snails is just coming around the last turn before the pit entrance. So as long as he keeps his foot down and doesn't smash into the wall, Baggy, he does go up into P1. Just under 11 minutes left. Gaining a big old lead. Zuzims up into 2nd. Oh, I might have spoken too soon there, Chrissy. I might have spoken too soon. He's only 6.4 seconds back. And he's holding as much fuel, a little bit more fuel than Baggy. So he'll be able to run longer if he doesn't make it to the end at least. Second up for Big Les. Can Big Les closing back down and battle for that P2 position? Just over a second. Fizzrook is now 2.5 seconds back, so he's managed to get to the front of this fight. Raul Baba's managed to fight his way up into 6th position currently. 5th position. Whether he keeps that through these turns, I don't know. Oh, he's driven around the outside of them both. Might have to relinquish that place to Fizzruckus. No, but he's got a slightly better drive out of that turn. So Raul Baba then pushes himself up to 4th, getting past Fizzruckus and Raul 72. So it's a tight little bunch of cars in this mid-pack here. Got Raul Cien, Fizzruckus, rear wheel, Dizzy. Dotter in there, really closing him in slowly. So let's go and see the gap out front. Baggy Snails, 4.8 seconds over Zuzims in 2nd place. 8.5 minutes left. Zuzims holding a small bit of penalty. That's allowed Big Les to close in on him. Big Les will be getting a great tow down here. I think it's time for some of that. Wrong player. Let's keep our eye on Big Les, see what he can do through these awkward wiggly turns. So half a second gap between these two. Both drivers just clipping the wall a little bit there on the exit of that turn. Starting to see the slipstream effect come into play as Big Les slowly closes in on Zuzims into this first turn. Again, both drivers tucking it into that left-hand apex. Careful not to run it wide on the exit. Full power down the hill, through the tunnel, and back up the hill to the double apex hairpin. Closing the gap again, Big Les down to 0.3 of a second. Just keeping him himself out of trouble and not allowing Big Les to close in too quickly. As I say, really quick driver is Zuzims. All the work's going to be Big Les to do. Right on his rear bumper now as they head down towards this second hairpin. Zuzims then just running himself long on the brakes, allowing him to outrun Big Les, keeping that P2 position. And these two fighting. Are they 4 seconds the gap between Zuzims and Baggy Snails now, 3.9. So it could become a nice little battle near the end for P1 between these three. If Big Les can stay on the coattails of Zuzims, they can both catch up with Baggy Snails. Let's just have a flick through, see what else is going on. Just trying to sneak the way past Pilgrim Paddy at the back there. So Raul, 4.7 back in 4th. He's managed to get through that pack behind him. Rondotta up into 5th. Dizzy in 6th. Rear Wheel 72 in 7th. Winnie in 8th. Reg GT 9th. Stewie Mac 10th. Weedhopper in 11th. Fizz Ruckus 13th. Pilgrim Paddy, Weedhopper in 11th. Fizz Ruckus 12th. Pilgrim Paddy 13th. West Ham Daz 14th. So we have had one driver leave the lobby. I didn't see who that was. So back up to the front. Baggy Snails, gap being reduced down to 3.5 seconds. 5 minutes remaining. You can see visibly closer Zuzims and Big Les behind. Big Les just catching the wall in that shot in the background there. Zuzims also holding a little bit of penalty. They are slowly closing in on Baggy Snails up front. Raul's now 5 seconds back from these pair. Zuzims has run it wide through that hairpin. That's just allowed Big Les to almost make a move on him. He's caught right back up with him. So nowhere to overtake through here. Not without causing chaos and mayhem anyway. So this will be the next section that Big Les stands a chance on. A long start-finish straight. So utilising that toe then down here. Still unable to get past Zuzims. Closing the gap on Baggy though, now 2.3 seconds. Just jump on board with Bags. You should see these guys closing in. That's the wrong button. Let's get that view and just have a quick look behind. You can see Zuzims visibly closer there. 2.1 seconds that gap. That's not channel advertising at all. Alright, I didn't even see that there, honest. Baggy Snail still keeping it at 2.1. Zuzims still being pressured by Big Les behind. How close is Big Les? Right on his rear bumper now. You can see that slipstream taking effect. A little bit of a nudge to push him down the road. As I say, nowhere to go for Big Les. He can't go for the overtake through here to cause chaos. So the only thing he can do is kind of give Zuzims a bit of a nudge to help him close the gap on Baggy Snails in front. 1.8 seconds that gap. So coming down rapidly. He's just jumped with Baggy Snails. You can see how close this pair is now. 2.5 minutes remaining. .5 seconds the gap. Just quickly flick through the packs for the other action. So Don Dotter under a bit of pressure from Raul. So Raul losing a position there. Don Dotter getting up into fourth. Raul in fifth. Can he get that position back before the end of the race? Real in sixth. Dizzy's now seventh. Reg GT eighth. Winnie in ninth. So still a couple of battles kicking off up and down this track. Stewie Mac in 11th, looking to get on the coattails of Weedhopper. Fizz Ruckus, unfortunately, out on his own. 10 seconds back from Stewie Mac. Pilgrim Paddy in 13th, again all out on his own. And same deal for poor West Ham Daz. So this gap down to 0.8 of a second. There's Zuzims. Big Les is now 1.3 seconds back from Zuzims. So are we going to see Zuzims go for a fastest lap? We've got Big Les currently holding it at 201.3. That was Weedhopper for fair old chunk. So maybe a bit of onboard. Come on, damn it, why aren't you working? Right, so Zuzims going for a move around Baggy Snails there. He's getting that position up into P1. Sorry people, I was looking at my keyboard figuring out why I wasn't changing camera. So Zuzims then, good call Chrissy, up into P1. Half a second up over Baggy already. Big Les Kund now the worry for Baggy. He's taking the inside defensive line. He's not that's not done him any favours in the fight between himself and Big Les. Big Les now side by side with Baggy as they run up the hill. A little bit of contact between those two. Baggy Snails just keeping that P2 position currently. Zuzims now almost a second up the road already. As I say, this guy is quick. I didn't expect him to fight his way all the way through this pack, but he has done. So we're just about to watch the timer tick over as he comes across the line. Bit of a handbrake from him, so good win there for Zuzims. He came from the back of the pack. As I say, reverse grid from last week. So yeah, really good race from Zuzims. Good race from Baggy as well, don't get me wrong. And Big Les battling it out all the way. Don Dotter in fourth, then Raul in fifth. Unfortunately unable to get that place back off of Don before the end. Dizzy, he got past Rear Wheel 72 at the end of that one then. Reg GT coming home in 8th, Winnie in 9th, Weedhopper in 10th. Fizz Ruckus managed to fend off Stewie Mac for 11th, Stewie Mac in 12th, Pilgrim Paddy in 13th. Yeah, he's not had a good race as Pilgrim. And neither is this man here, Western Daz. Picked up all sorts of damage. Reg GT, how you doing? There he is, 8th place, Reg GT. We've been talking about your livery tonight, mate. Been liking that. That was pretty good, that race. As you very well say there, Chrissy, very good. So it was sneaky Zuzims in the end. I did to get through the pack. Take that P1 position right near the end. Big Les having a good race as well. Third position for him. He came from right at the back of the pack after missing last week. So let me just give a bit of a congratulations to the top three. Where are they now? Where's he gone? Why can't I see him? Oh, there he is. Oh my god, bottom corner. I thought I was going blind. So yeah, that was round 2 of P1's Renault Megane Trophy Cup. There's 10 rounds. Come back and check them out next week. If you want to get involved, go check out P1RC on Facebook. I'll put a link in the description below. No, you owe me. No, Chrissy. No, Chrissy. No, I don't owe you £10. That's not how it works. You didn't specify the rules. Now I get to watch the stream back, repeat everything word for word, and make £10 off you. That's how it works. I might let you have that £10. I'll let you keep that £10 because you called the Zuzims win right. How about that? And we'll call it quits. So, what we got coming up? Tomorrow night, we've got me swearing an awful lot as I try and complete another 2 races of the GTTCC hosted by MRC. That starts at 9 o'clock. We've got a 20-minute quali and then 2 half-hour races. You know what? I couldn't even tell you where the races are from this week. I've paid no attention. I've had no practice. Again, I'm going to end up in the wall or last or something. But, you know, it is what it is. So that's tomorrow night, 9 o'clock. Back Sunday for P1 boys again. They're doing the Super Formula 19s. So that's a 9 o'clock start as well. Very similar format to this. 20-minute quali and then a 40-minute. Oh, sorry, we didn't have a quali for this one, did we? But it's a 20-minute quali and a 40-minute race. And then back Monday at 8:30 for the minis. That's been a good season so far. We've only had 1 round currently, but good season nonetheless. Some new drivers coming in and showing what they're worth. Pad 46 being one of those. Potterman Pot as well. And that's 8:30 Monday. And then Wednesday I'm back at 8:30 again for the team versus team. So you'll see this lady here. There you go, deal. Chrissy Raz. You'll see Chrissy Raz racing around on Wednesday on the stream. CJW as well, but he'll be on the Pro-Am lobby. That'll be hosted by ADG, so make sure you go and check him out. And then back Thursday for the round 3 of this. So that's my lineup coming up. 9 o'clock tomorrow for Swearfest. 9 o'clock Sunday for the Super Formulas. 8:30 on Monday for the Minis. 8:30 again Wednesday for the team versus team. And then back for Thursday, 9 o'clock for the Renaults. So yes, I hope you all like what you're watching. Like and subscribe, people. Like and subscribe. I've said it enough now, I think. Yeah, I hope you do like what you're watching. It's been quite entertaining this race. These Renaults look like they're going to be a handful throughout the season. I don't know if we've got any wet races coming up. That will be interesting. I didn't see that on. I didn't see it specified on any of the lists there. But we'll see. So yes, that's my itinerary. You know what I'm doing. You know what's coming next. Tell your mates. Tell your mum. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.